Okay. Boom. I think. Ah, there we are. Can I hear myself? Alrighty. Oh, there is a pop-out chat. It's on a different monitor though. Not wallpapers. Go back to this one. There's one study I'm looking forward to looking at. There we go. Can't seem to highlight. Ah, fuck. This is interesting. Poor body satisfaction was in turn associated and or depressing experiences or erectile difficulty, ejaculating sooner, premature ejaculation than desired, and dismissed intensity of orgasms and orgasmic sensations. No, there we go. Boop, boop. These standards include characterization of men's bodies as having little body fat, being firm and muscular, especially men who uphold traditional masculinity ideologies may feel social pressure and try to define their masculinity by achieving such idealized male body. Consequently, a link has been found between men's internalization of cultural belief systems concerning masculinity and body satisfaction. Stronger conformity to traditional masculinity ideologies was found to be linked with men's stronger wish for masculinity, leanness, and fitness, which suggests that men's endorsement of traditional masculinity ideologies plays a significant role in their body satisfaction. Men who have poor confidence about their own bodies may be anxious about their bodies during sexual activity. Such anxiety about one's body has in turn shown to be linked to sexual problems. Interesting studies I'm going to take note of, such as experience of sexual dissatisfaction, erectile problems, and orgasmic difficulties. Where this paper, from my understanding, is going to go, this is some data that we may want to look at some other point, but we're going to see at least what I was told was in this paper from a blog I looked at was stuff about porn viewing and men's body type in relation to beliefs about how men should be, and how that relates to stuff like orgasm, ejaculation, and so on. But I don't think anyone's here, so it's not like it matters. Let's see, viewers. None. Great. I want to pull up the chat though, so let's get that back on the screen you guys can't see. In the past, associations have been reported in men between strongly holding traditional masculinity ideologies and poor sexual satisfaction. The current study adds to the literature by considering body satisfaction as a potential mediator between adherence to traditional masculinity ideologies and experience of sexual difficulties. Pornography is defined as explicit material. Why did I put explicit in there? You see, this is one thing I was worrying about doing research streams. Pornography is defined as material deemed sexual given the context that has the primary intention of sexually arousing the consumer and is produced and distributed with consent of all participants involved. So I guess anything depicting rape is not given in this definition. The majority of men in the United States, 95%, and in Europe, 86 to 98%, have consumed pornography at least once in their lifetime. Among those men who consume pornography, the reported efficacy of frequency. Fuck me. I have dyslexia or something. My eyes are really bad too. Frequency of pornography consumption is on average one of more or less an average once or more often a week. Right? Because pornography is highly available and frequently consumed, studies have analyzed the links that pornography consumption might have with men's satisfaction. According to social comprehension theory, people compare themselves and make... Why did I say comprehension? Comparison. According to social comparison theory, people compare themselves to others and make judgments about their own attributes in relation to those of the people they compare themselves to, because pornography often contains unobtainable body attributes. Comparing oneself to male bodies presented in pornography may lead to negative self evaluations of one's own body, and hence may negatively impact men's body satisfaction. Accordingly, research has shown that men's frequent pornography consumption was associated with poor body satisfaction, including poor satisfaction in masculinity, body fat, genitalia, or penis size. As a result, men with poor confidence about their own bodies may be anxious about their bodies during sexual activity and consequently experience sexual problems. Thus, frequent pornography consumption may be linked to poor sexual functioning by being associated with poor body satisfaction. However, studies about the links between pornography consumption and sexual functioning are inconclusive. There are studies that find associations between the experience of erectile difficulties and frequent pornography consumption, as well as studies that find no association between pornography consumption and sexual problems, or studies that find associations between frequent pornography consumptions and strong sexual desire. I have questions about that study, not dismissing it, just because I see the name Prowse, and I know who Prowse is, and I know some of the stuff they have engaged in. I have large notes up here. You know, this indeed sells some harassment that the woman who did key person in this study has engaged in, as well as I believe in another study I looked at just because it was linked to on their Twitter, fabrication of data. Um, but that's something to go into. Not right now, although I am extremely disgusted by Nicole Prouse. I'll say that. But her name comes up in so much of the research and stuff that you read on this topic of porn. So, it is nevertheless a name that we even see here coming up again, the same citation twice. So, no one's listening to me talk about that, but Prouse is a very questionable individual, and quite honestly, I think should have all her licenses revoked and shouldn't be allowed to publish anything. That is my opinion. In comparison to previous studies, the current study adds to the literature by not solely considering erectile dysfunction or selected sexual dysfunction, such as delayed ejaculation, hypocritical sexual hypocre Why am I having trouble reading? It's hypoactive. Why couldn't I do that? Weird. hypoactive sexual desire, but also included premature ejaculation and orgasmic dysfunction in the analysis. Previous studies also did not consider distress in connection with particular sexual problems. Distress in connection with sexual problems is an important connection for a sexual problem to be clinically relevant. Thus, the current study, distress caused by particular sexual problems, was assessed and considered in the analysis. Finally, the current study examined whether body satisfaction can explain potential associations between pornography consumption and sexual functioning. And I guess something that should also be noted about the pornography and sexual functioning, as was noted in this analysis up here, that I really liked reading pornography, a methodological considerations in evaluating pornography research. Great paper, highly recommend. That brought up that shared porn use has a different effect than singular porn use, like how you normally think of porn. You know, just the dude in his room jacking off. Talking to no one. No one's in chat. Let's see. Oh, wrong window, but you can't see that because it's on a different screen. Viewers, too. Huh, no one's in chat, so. Ah, it seems that the bitrate's also low. So there's that, too. Kind of wonder if I open up the stream here what I see. One watching now. Alright. Whatever. Yeah. So, shared versus singular porn use has a different association link to it, and the association with singular porn use is inconsistent. The current study further adds to the literature not only by considering indirect association between men's frequency of pornography consumption and sexual functioning throughout body satisfaction, but also examining the role of men's endorsement of traditional masculinity ideologies as potential moderator or the link between pornography consumption, men's body satisfaction, distressing sexual problems, the endorsement of traditional masculinity ideologies was tested as a potential mediator because male bodies and male sexual behavior presented in in pornography often corresponded to traditional Western cultural beliefs about how an idealized man should behave or look. Therefore, men who endorse traditional masculinity ideologies might be especially susceptible to pornography portrayals of male bodies. The current study was conducted in Australia, a country that holds Western ideals about male body, citing the Pope. The study analyzed whether the association between pornography consumption and distressing sexual problems was mediated by men's body satisfaction. Additionally, we analyzed whether the association between pornography consumption and body satisfaction was stronger or weaker depending on men's endorsement of traditional masculinity ideologies. Hypothesis for the current study follows. Pornography consumption is associated with distressing sexual problems through men's body satisfaction, whereby endorsement of traditional masculinity ideology moderates this association. Moderates, right? Yeah. In total, 261 self-identified heterosexual men provided full responses. On average, men were 24.4 with a standard deviation of 30.5 years old. Most participants reported holding Australian nationality, and most in this context is just a little bit more than half. The remaining correspondents holding German, Italian, and other nationality. The majority, 56% of the sample, was in a relationship at the time of this study. Again, the majority in this context is a little bit more than half. Just a little bit more. Data collection for the current study was performed as part of a large study regarding adult pornography consumption and sexual health. The study conducted at an Australian medical university. Medical students at this medical university were invited to participate in an online questionnaire study about pornography consumption and sexual health. Invitation emails that included a link to access the survey were sent to all students at this medical university. The questionnaire was hosted on SoSci, Der Online Fragebogen. This looks like Frege, as in, the philosopher Frege. I still think I'm just talking to myself. Isn't that lovely? Just lovely. Viewers 2, chat rate 0. Let's refresh this. Viewers 1, none. No one in chat. Lovely. But yeah. Let's see, medical students received additional 2 reminders about the study. After the original invitation email, data were collected from April 2019 to June 2019. Participants was voluntary and autonomous. Individuals did not receive an incentive for participating. Before accessing the questionnaire, participants gave informed consent. All participants were able to withdraw from participation at any time. They were also allowed to delete all given correspondence at any time. According to the Hospitals and Health Reports Act, I also realized that it says Austria and I've been saying Australia this whole time. I'm dumb. The current study did not require formal approval by the ethics committee, which was confirmed by the medical university's ethics committee. Study conducted in accordance with the declaration. Okay. The full questionnaire in German language and English translations can be found in Appendix B and A. First, the first part of the questionnaire contains questions about socio-democratic variabilities, including participants' self-reported gender, age, and nationality. Participants were asked to report their current relationship status, their sexual orientation. For any participant who chose other as the response to an open text field, their correspondence needed to be specified because the current study investigated the influence of masculinity on the association between pornography consumption and body satisfaction and sexual problems in men. Only participants who were reported being men were included in the analysis. Body satisfaction and body image concerns between people of different sexual orientation. Our sample of non-heterosexual identified men was too small, 9.6%, to allow us meaningful analysis of associations between pornography consumption, body satisfaction, and sexual problems of non-heterosexual identified men. Thus, heterosexual identified men were included in the analysis. A modified questionnaire of the Austrian study about distressing sexual problems was used to assess distressing sexual problems. In comparison to previous study, we asserted an additional sexual problem, namely ejaculating later than desired, delayed ejaculation, also stuff like death grip syndrome, stuff like that. Let's see. Anyone even watching? If not, I may just close it now. Yeah, it's been half an hour, no one came. So I'm just gonna close it now and